Nimishillen Township Trustees meeting. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thanks for coming out tonight. My name is George Pico, President, Nimishillen Township Board of Trustees, Vice President Jennifer Leon, Trustee Don Keith, Rich Peterson is here, our Fire Chief, Road Superintendent Jamie May is off this evening. He was sick today, and Jeff Shipman, our zoning inspector, is here, and Fiscal Officer Todd Losley. Into the fire. Go ahead, Rich.
First item is a resolution to approve change orders in the amount of $13,555 for the 2023 Lifeline ambulance. That was because of the changes we made. I sent you guys the paper, but when we changed from the Ford, which we couldn't get, to the Chevy, there was just some changes that they had to make to it. I mean, the good news is we're still, if you remember correctly, by going to the Chevy, we saved $17,000 over Ford, so we're still good, but still require your approval for the changes.
Okay.
Do they know when we'll actually receive it?
So they brought it down for the breakfast, so everybody could see it, but it still has to go back. They have some more lettering changes they have to do and some small stuff, but it should be coming soon. So I wanted to get ahead of it so we have the check for them.
Okay.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Voting, please.
George?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Second item is a resolution to approve the purchase of radio communication equipment from B&C Communications of Akron, Ohio, in an amount of $6,999 to allow for the addition of a third dispatching position. The county's giving us a position that they had at the Red Center that used to be just for Perry PD. So since we've taken Perry PD over, the county owns it, and so they're bringing it to us. So it'll have everything except for the radio communication equipment. So that was the quote to be able to add that, and that will allow us to have 3 dispatchers at our peak time.
Great.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Voting, please.
George?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Okay, on to the road. Go ahead.
Okay, I need a motion to accept, make a motion to accept the May 11th, 2023 road report.
Second.
Motion and a second. Voting.
George?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
And do we have we can award the bid materials, or can we?
I brought all the bids with me.
We need to see a dollar sign.
Great, but Jamie usually picks who he wants,
Yeah,
so we
usually
might
does.
need to
Yeah,
table that.
I emailed you the ones who wanted.
Oh, didn't see it.
I grabbed those before I left, so like, he's not gonna be here, so.
Okay.
I know he did not want this one. And I'll tell you what,
Can we wait?
oh, you know what? No, because some of them were good for 14. So here, I have no written on these. Those are the ones he did not
Well,
want.
these are the ones he's
And
checked
those
marked
are the
here.
ones.
So we can just award it to Shelley then.
Well, there's more than Chelsea.
Oh, this one here.
And he did not do oil because he wanted to use it.
Okay.
So, is there more than one in that thing?
Yeah, this EFCC LLC,
Yeah.
and then Shelley.
Yes.
We can just say yes, as a cash.
Okay. So I make a motion to go ahead and award the 2023-2024 material bids to Shelley Materials, a CRH company. They're located in Canton, Ohio. And then also, for EFCC LLC, for crushed limestone. And they are in Petersburg, Ohio, out of the Petersburg mine, down in Petersburg, Ohio. They're out of North Lima, Ohio is their main headquarters. And, they'll just say as presented,
As submitted,
as
yeah.
submitted by Jamie.
Second?
The motion is second. Voting, please.
George?
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Okay, Fiscal Officer Todd?
Yeah, can I get a copy of that when who we're awarding?
Yeah, I think I emailed that to you too.
Okay.
I did 2 emails, one of the ones we wanted to award, one of the ones that
Do
we.
you have a
wanted.
physical copy of it there though?
Just
That'd
that.
be,
You can take those if you, or
Yeah, why don't we make a copy of those just so I can take them to the office tonight?
okay, the copy's not working, that's why we. didn't
Oh, isn't
order
it?
this
Okay.
now.
Alright, alright, I'll take them and then since you emailed that you have them and then I'll get them, scan them back to you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, fiscal officer Todd.
Okay, number 5, approve payment to Ohio Bureau of Workers' Comp for 2023 coverage in the amount of $1,886.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion to second, voting please.
George,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
Okay, number 6, approve payment to Ohio Billing for April fees in the amount of $2,484.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion to second, voting please.
George,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes, sorry.
Don,
Yes.
Number 7, approve payment to Stark County Commissioners for grounds lease agreement at Molly Stark for 2023 in the amount of $100.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Todd, is this for our,
It's
the
for-
station over there?
No, no, it's for the, it's the historical thing. It's
Oh.
clean, it's in our township.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a motion to second, voting please.
George,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
And number 8, approve the minutes for the April 27, 2023 trustees meeting.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion to second, voting please.
George,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Don,
Yes.
That's all I have.
All right, concerns of the citizens. 5 minutes to speak.
Unless you're a contractor.
Unless you're a contractor. And then, state your name and your address if you would, please. First up, we've got Jerry Joseph.
My name is Jerry Joseph, my address is 1632 Columbus Road, Louisville. And, last week we were talking about the, 6147 and 4175 Louisville Street address, the building that was on fire that you released. But before that, Shipman made a comment to me outside of here that I didn't know what I was talking about, and that I should have contacted him about this. But he does nothing for the inspection, that was all through the county. So I don't need his permission to talk to anybody I want to, right? Okay. Did you call, Angela Kavanaugh?
No.
No, I did.
Okay.
And they have not given them a permit to occupy that building. They haven't passed anything, and you're not gonna turn the electric on either until they get an inspection. My whole problem, I don't care who owns the building, who's in it now, or what business is going in there. Other people have voiced concerns that you didn't show up at the meetings at the hall.
Right.
But you all three went and inspected this building.
Well, we had to do that.
You didn't have to do that, you
Well, we
can't
do,
change
because
anything.
we have to release the money.
You didn't have to release it till the inspection either, we talked about that with the county.
Well, actually, it's at our discretion.
It's at your discretion.
Absolutely, and it's insurance proceeds, so it's not
It
taxpayer
wasn't,
funds.
it wasn't, illegal what you did, but it
No,
was,
it's not.
but it was negligent.
No.
I know,
I
our
just-
lawyers
A
right here.
contractor could go with the money and not do anything once you released it.
No, the building was in disarray, it's been burned out for 20 years, we spent
Right.
hundreds of thousands of dollars. So
But
the money was there to either tear down the building or
Right.
to improve the building.
But the
They
inspection.
improved the building, the storage units.
I'll even give you that.
Right.
Right, but you couldn't do anything to release the building because there's no certificate of occupancy. The only one that can do that is.
That, and that's up to the Stark County Building Department.
That's my point.
Right.
You made an effort to go and inspect that, I just don't get that.
What, no, we just wanted to make sure that improvements were being made. I didn't walk through the
Well,
entire
inspection
building.
would've told you that, had it passed, or if it's gonna pass. I mean, I don't care who has it, who's
Yeah.
got it, what it is.
Yeah,
what
but it's
they
not,
put in.
we don't have a building department within the township.
I understand that.
Right.
You don't have a police department in the township
Right.
either, they don't go answer police calls.
Right.
Let the county take care of that part.
You know, it was our job to release the $36,000 to the contractors to
understand.
ensure the
That could've
improvements
been
were
released
done.
after the
So the
inspection.
building either had to be torn down or improved. And they obviously, do you believe they improved that area over there?
I've been by it one time, and yes, they
Okay,
did improve.
all right.
I will say that.
Okay,
A lot better looking.
yeah, a lot. Leaps and bounds.
Okay, but I don't see where that was you guys' concern to inspect that. Once, the county's the only one.
It's
that
our
issue-
responsibility to release the funds. They asked for the funds to be released, so we checked into it, said, did they do the improvements to the building? They obviously did, so we went ahead and released the funds.
Okay, but still no certificate of occupancy.
We're not required to because the Stark County Building Department handles that.
They said there wouldn't be, and they wouldn't get the electric turned on either.
So that's between the owner of the building and the Stark County Building Department.
Thank you.
You bet. Ron Salisbury.
George, the issue that I have with it though, and it's just, it's maybe the message the board is conveying, is to somebody, I don't remember, maybe it was you, Jennifer, but somebody said there was a permit pulled, it was only pulled for that roof.
Right, that's what the developer told me.
Okay, well, I mean, but you know, the thing is, I don't know if he pulled a permit or not, I have no idea, that's interesting what you had to say, but I mean, you guys.
I think you're missing the point.
Right.
The point is, it was money from the insurance company to be held.
I'm not missing the point.
Yes, you are, because it was, do you either improve the building or do you tear down the
Tear it down.
building? They didn't tear down the building.
Well, let me
If
ask
they
you
would have
something.
torn down the building, it could give them back the 36,000 as well.
Tell me how I missed the point on Ford Street though. Remember what happened down there?
What are you talking about, Ford Street?
Where they backfilled the foundation, we released the money and then all the dirt flowed up out of the foundation. Do you remember that?
Again, Tom, we're not
Well, you shouldn't
contractors.
release money until you have the building department check it. I
We
think
don't
that's
have a
the
building, we don't have a
You write
building.
the check, why don't you be the
I
fourth,
will from now on, absolutely.
inspector then?
If you guys are good with that.
Ron, you ready to speak?
I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
Don, I'd like to take this time to thank you for having a spine, a backbone, and the nerve to represent us at the meeting. At the meeting. Now, as far as the other two, it's time for a change. You come up here, we talk, the same people show up in our area, you don't see them all over here, because they probably get everything they need and they don't have problems. But I can't remember one thing in the last 3 years we've had done. You know, at least you could have represented us. Maybe there's some other alternatives why you didn't wanna get involved in the mayor, the contract, or anything else. But it was your job to represent us, and you didn't. Sit in the back out of the way. Now, people are gonna get rich off this, we'll eat crow when all this starts, you watch what I'm telling you. People are gonna make money off this, and we're gonna eat crow down there. And I'm pissed off about it. It's time for a change in them 2 seats.
Thank you.
Thanks. Donna Fuller.
I'm Donna Fuller from 5857 Rosedale. I wanted to know if any of you know what is happening on the corner of Broadway and 62. They have a lot of equipment back there and they're flattening it all out and they have plans. Do you know what the plans are?
No.
Nothing definite,
I
no.
just
There's
saw
a
the
lot
dirt
of
moving
chatter
today.
on social media, but
Well,
I don't count
They're
that.
gonna be proud of grandma here, cause guess what I did? I pulled in and I asked the boys that are doing all the digging. I says, what are you doing here? And he said, is it upsetting you? I said, not yet, until you tell me what you're doing. I said, we have trouble enough crossing here. So the fellow, he laughed and he said, no, I'll tell you what we're doing. All the, buildings that are down at where the old Kmart was, those sheds that you buy for your backyard, they're gonna move them all up there. Well, I said, well, I've heard a few stories, and I said, I guess I could live with this one. So I was curious whether cause it isn't on the side of the tracks where you guys live, so it doesn't affect
Well,
you.
it's actually City of Camden, so.
But I will tell you, putting that light in on Peach is almost, a joke to me, because I said this morning again, 4 lights coming out Peach and trying to get across 62. So what good's the light gonna do? Hold me up for 2 more lights, or, I found out a semi's 50 foot, so I'm getting educated with this business. If you take 2 of them, a school bus, and 2 cars, it'll probably be maybe another 5 lights. You're gonna sit there. I invite you to come out there in the morning and about 3 o'clock, and I want you to sit there, just surmise it is school time, and you got, all I know is it says Sugardale. I don't know where Sugardale's at. But if you get a few of those trucks, and you need to get across 62, 5 lights. It's crazy. So I don't know who came up with that. Another question I have, I wanna ask you, can you tell me how you feel? Businesses and the buildings that they built over there already, those apartments, they get a break on their taxes. They don't have to pay, for a while as they're building them, or as they're up, the ones that are there now. That's not fair to us homeowners. That
You mean
are,
the redwoods?
the Redwood, they don't pay. They get like an Well, what I wanna know is, I don't think that's fair to us, maybe we should get one once in a while, just, you know.
Well,
And
the
the
city,
goodness of
the
their
city, the city is in charge
Oh, I
of
know.
approving that.
And an abatement too, I mean, I don't know what their abatement calls for, every abatement, a lot of abatements
Right.
are different.
Their
They
jobs.
offer
and
different
so forth.
terms, and do they bring jobs into the area, do they bring tax dollars into the area?
Well, I've
So
seen
all
the area
abatements are
down
good.
there is a lot of, businesses have left in Louisville,
Yeah, but
in that area, so I just want to know what your
Yeah.
feelings were on that. Also, the property where it was sold, where the Fairhope School was, did you ever think, where did the money go for that? The school keeps saying they need money.
Did you ask them?
Oh, yeah,
So, yeah.
it's in a special fund. I don't have it just in case. I know it has to do with the city, but we should be starting to think. 62, cross Broadway. The left-hand side could become Louisville in time. Because we're just sitting in, by the time it all happens, it's too late for us to do anything about what is happening to us like on the beach. And on the other side, we'll go to Canton. I don't think people are gonna be too happy about that down the road. I think we better keep our eyes open
what area are you talking?
and go fight. Okay,
If you're going north on Broad,
okay. 62, where your fire station is.
yeah,
On Broadway. One side, you can bank, down the road is gonna become Canton. And this side, they're already eating it up. They got peach now, they're gonna put whatever, and at that meeting, you weren't there. Don, you were there. That was a man that spoke, was like a car salesman. He never really did say what he was gonna do with that property, and yet those men voted on it, the two women voted no. He didn't really say what he was gonna do. Am I right, Don?
Not exactly, Donna. What building he was gonna build, no, he never did state
He
that.
never did.
I think Don is referring to like from west of St. Thomas, George. That land that goes to where that,
that's California.
home, yeah, that Broadway to where that home's got the big barn in the back there off of Broadway
The
across the street.
whole.
Yeah, that
That's
whole
what's
area.
gonna happen.
Louisville was
Utilities. Utilities make a big difference too, sewer and water, if they're available, see what I'm saying? Make a big difference too
I'm thinking it's the
It's-
water.
Sewer and water bring development, they can have sewer and water, so a lot of times, if they annex into the city says, we'll bring you sewer, we'll bring you water. If you annex into the city, we'll give you sewer, we'll give you water. So Peach Street already had sewer and water down Peach Street, it's already existing. And Peach Street, where Redwood is, the new development, the 26 acres, that was already in the city.
Annexed in
annexed
1990.
Back in 1990.
Right.
So it wasn't a new annex, it wasn't recent, it's been 19.
But they're gonna work their way further.
Right, but
down.
if my understanding, Jim, you can help us on this, the only way you can be annexed is by petition of the property owner, correct or incorrect?
Yeah, and there's still a hearing on that, and I can't remember any ever being permitted to detach is the word. Yeah.
Right.
But, I mean, without the owner's consent.
It absolutely requires that.
So if you're not going to request to be annexed, they can't just do it.
They just can't take you, they just can't take you into the city.
Right.
You have to, as a landowner, have to request.
You would
it.
have to get everybody in your neighborhood to sign that you wanted to be annexed if the utilities were available. That's my understanding, correct?
Yeah, depending upon which procedure to do that, either a majority of the owners, doesn't take them all,
Okay.
it only requires all if you use the special annexations, the type 2 or 3.
I hope they don't do it with us. I don't like them. Another thing, I would just like to make a statement to everybody in this room. You know, experience speaks for itself. And Mr. Bosley over there, first a trustee, then a commissioner, then a trustee, now sitting up there as a fiscal officer. I wanna thank you, Todd, for doing all of that and for speaking for us at that meeting, because you know what? It meant a lot. It really meant a lot. I wanna say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Don.
Thanks.
All right, moving on to zoning. Jeff?
Resolution to accept the May 11th, 2023 zoning report.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and second voting, please?
George.
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
And number 10, accept the April 2023 monthly audit report.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion to second voting, please?
George.
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
And Don.
Yes.
Okay, Jen, you wanna read this?
Sure, I make a motion for the fiscal officer to request the Stark County Auditor pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, section 5705.03B, certify the current tax valuation of the township and the dollar amount that will be generated by a 5 mil renewal fire levy at the next general election on November 7th, 2023.
Second.
Have a motion to second voting?
George.
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Okay, number 12, I make a motion for a resolution for the fiscal officer to request the Stark County Auditor pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, section 5705.03B, to certify the current tax valuation of the township and the dollar amount that will be generated by a 1 mil renewal road levy at the next general election on November 7th, 2023.
Second.
Motion to second voting, please?
George.
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Can we discuss that for just a minute?
Sure.
Okay, so I talked to the Board of Elections, and there's a new process now for the second part of this, so I have to get an evaluation from the auditor, which we're in the process of working on. Then I'll bring it to you guys and we'll get it all set up. So I'm working with Travis Seacrest at the Board of Elections.
Number 13, motion for a resolution to purchase a 1-year essentials plan with MailChimp at $13 per month billed annually.
Second.
Motion to second voting,
But
please?
like, what is this about?
It's to gather email addresses so we can do like an email campaign. So when we gather residents' email addresses, MailChimp organizes it so we can send a broadcast
It
email.
pulls data and
Yeah.
throws it.
Yeah, if I can let you
Go
know.
ahead.
What we're talking about is because the Herald will no longer be published.
Right.
And then people can leave their email addresses, and when there is a, legal notice that we normally put it into the Herald, we'll send out an email to anybody who requests.
No, that's good, that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, really good. Thank you for that.
Jennifer.
Where you collecting these at?
Off our website.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about the email.
You would have to give it to us.
We need your email address and then you'll be on the list.
It's not set up yet though.
We're gonna have a button on the website so you can go.
Yeah, you better click online.
Or if you can call and give it to Sandy if you want, or hand it to me, it's fine.
But hopefully by the next meeting, it'll be up where we can let you know that you can get on and read it. So the goal is to have it before the Herald disappears.
Number 14, like.
Oh, we gotta vote.
Oh, sorry.
I have a motion, you seconded it, right?
Yes.
Motion to second voting, please?
George.
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Okay, the next one was the life insurance update. We had some confusion. There was apparently only 10 employees covered. Got the list from, Kim Sanford, and then we went through, who actually pays for the health insurance, and we have, 22 names, 10 people covered. So they're primarily the fire department, so I gave the list to Rich and the enrollment forms, then he needs to give them to Kelly to get them set up.
Yep.
But I don't, and that was it.
This is for life insurance.
Yes.
They have health insurance.
Right, so.
This is to add to the life
Yeah, so
insurance.
that's handled.
Okay, Rich?
for the most
Yep.
part.
Okay.
I'll give you some notes.
And then the second one was, did you have an update for the diversification of funds that we asked for?
Yeah, we can basically deal with any financial institutions locally, it's just that way out, if you guys tell me who you wanna deal with, we can get.
Yeah, we kinda
something set up.
discussed like JP Morgan, if you could call and find out
Okay.
how we could break it up without locking it up,
Right.
and what they could offer us as a government, that'd be great.
That's Chase, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to talk about was, you guys kinda need to figure out like how much you think you're gonna spend, because we may have to say to them, we'll tie up $250,000 for a certain
Right.
period of time.
that's what I was
So
thinking,
you-
if we could do like a money market or a CD, that's what I
Okay.
wanted you to find
Alright.
out what instruments
We-
we can do without tying money up.
We can do that, we can do money market, I believe we can do, CDs. You want me to check with Chase, and is there anybody else?
We'll also see if Huntington, we already have a lot there, could we bust it up, keep it there, but bust it up, I'm not sure if it's the naming, I think once it's the name, it's
It's
it,
the name.
so, I just wanted to verify that.
I mean, if we had different, personal accounts, you can name
Right.
different beneficiaries and get,
Coverage, you get FDIC coverage.
I called the
That's up there.
FDIC, I actually got a call from the FDIC to discuss it. I never thought they would call me back, but,
Yeah, you have to do names.
yeah, so that doesn't help us, so we're gonna have
That's
to
what I
do
figured.
different institutions, but, Our problem is, our main checkbook is Huntington, so I have to have enough money there
Right.
for like, if you guys wanna buy a truck, or we got unexpected things that come up. So we may only be able to maybe maneuver like $500,000, cause we're already in Star, and I don't think anybody's gonna match Star's amount.
It's not about that, it's about
I know that.
protecting the money.
Right, I understand that, so Chase, and you want me to ask Huntington if there's anything else they
Yes,
can do,
we
but I don't
can.
think there is, and is there anybody else locally?
I don't think, I mean, those are the big,
We want a bigger bank.
I think you want a bigger bank, somebody that has the coverage,
The bigger assets, so.
You want me to,
unless you have somebody in mind.
well, I mean, like, you know, like, there's a lot of online banks, Synchrony and Citibank and all of those, but that gets kinda complicated once you start getting into online stuff. It really has to be somebody local down or can deal with, so,
Yeah. It's nice to go into a branch if you absolutely have to as well.
yeah.
So we can start.
Well, let me start with
Chase.
Chase and see what
They
they
can do
come
for
up
us.
with.
Alright,
Okay.
thanks, Tom. This, go ahead, Jen. Number 16.
No, yeah, I don't even.
Oh,
put
okay,
that
I
on
did,
there?
I-
Oh,
I-
okay.
okay,
I'm so
explain.
sorry.
Displaying the road department's new tractor and front end loader at the Louisville, they're having what they call a touch a truck event on the second Friday in June, on June the 9th. The equipment will be parked on, part of Main Street between Mill and Church Street. The equipment will arrive at 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, it'll stay till 8 o'clock. It's for the kids, basically, to kinda,
Yeah,
like,
let's see a big tractor.
yeah, see a big tractor, or seen a big loader. I don't know the fire department, they contact you at all. City probably would have their fire trucks there. I thought it was a good idea,
Sure,
and I'd be fine with it.
yeah, I'm fine.
You'd have to have a couple guys take them down, and then a couple guys bring them home, but I think, I'd like to go ahead and, you wanna make a motion?
Sure, okay, I make a motion.
One thing on that, Jamie was not in today, so, I did speak with Lee on that, and he said as long as the people were available to take the two pieces, they don't know if there are gonna be two people or one person go back and forth, but, you know, they're, well, as long as.
I'm insured to drive it, answer short, so we'll get them home.
Oh, yeah, you might wanna have somebody monitor it, you know, so it doesn't get.
Well, that was my fear too, you don't wanna just leave them down there.
So you gotta have somebody there, maybe you could do it, Don, cause otherwise we're paying overtime and all that to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We could split up the evening, you do part, I'll do part. Okay,
Okay, so I make a motion to approve displaying the road department's tractor and front end loader at the Louisville Touch a Truck event on Friday, June 9th.
Second.
motion is second, voting please?
George,
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Don.
Yes.
Okay, the next one, I make a motion to enter into executive session authorized under ORC 121.22 G1 to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation of charges or complaints against a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual, unless the employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual requests a public hearing by Division G1 of Section 121.22 of the revised code at 7:28.
Second.
Motion is second, voting please?
George,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Don.
Okay.
You expect that?
That's right.